I've gone back and forth on this for a while now, and before I spent $10,000 on a Louis Vuitton Speedy P9, I wanted to answer one question. Is it really worth it? Hey guys, it's Mandy. Welcome to my channel, Just One More Bag 01, where luxury meets lifestyle. If you are obsessed with designer handbags, love luxury items, enjoy traveling, or just want to get a glimpse of my Yorkie Winston, you are in the right place. Today, guys, I want to talk all about the Louis Vuitton Speedy P9. There is the new 20 size that has been released, and it is something that I've been thinking about. So today I want to walk through some of the things that go through my mind when making a buying decision and determining, do you really want to spend that much money? But before we do that, I want to show you guys my bag of the day and a really cool charm that I just received. This is my Louis Vuitton Speedy 25 that I bought in Paris, and I have my really cool luggage tag with the special stamp from Cannes on it, and I just received this really pretty chain from the company Ferial Rose. Now, full disclosure, they did send me this chain free of charge and asked me, if I would like it, would I show it in a video? And the reason that I said yes to them is because they said, if you like it. And the truth is, I do really like it. I think that it's really pretty. I love the shine, and I like that it is lightweight. I actually took a little picture of Winston with the chain around his neck, kind of like a fun gold chain, just for a second, and then took it off. So I'll pop that up so you guys can see that too, just for fun. But Ferial Rose does also have different types of chain straps for your bag. They also have some with a little lock, similar to what you see here on my Louis bag. And I thought that I would share it with you guys because I also like that they come in different diameters of the chain. And it's something that I think I want to get a couple more of to add to some of my bags. So I thought that being that I did like it, I would share it with everybody. I will make sure that I link their information down below. If you order anything, I don't get anything from it. Again, they did send me the chain free of charge, and I think it's something that is really nice. So this is my bag of the day with my new Ferial Rose charm, and I'm loving it. All right, guys, so let's talk about the Speedy P9. I am someone who has said that I haven't really loved the P9, and I'm not sure if I ever talked about this on my channel, but back in 2024, I think it was, when the P9s came out, I did actually purchase one. It was the Speedy 25, and it was in a yellow color. Ultimately, I did return the bag. Now, the reason that I returned the bag wasn't due to quality or that I didn't like the bag. My issue was that I truly wanted the turquoise one, and I wasn't able to get it. They were searching, and they came up with the yellow one, and I was like, so I bought it. It came to store, and the color just wasn't for me. I feel it just did not look good on me. And ultimately, the Speedy 25 size was just too large. Many of you probably know I'm 5'4", so, I'm 5'2", not 5'4", I wish I was. But being a 5'2" frame, I'm short, and the bag, in my opinion, just looked a little bit too big on me. And then another thing about the Speedy P9s is that they are slightly larger than the regular Speedy that you would get in store today, made out of canvas or just the leather like I had showed you a few moments ago on my bag. So why am I considering it now? Well, as I mentioned, it's not that I didn't like the bag, because I did. I'm considering it because it did come out in the 20 size now, and that truly is my favorite size Speedy. I have the 20, 25, and 30. And again, with my shorter 5'2" frame, I personally feel that the 20 looks best, and also it holds a lot of the items that I need on a day-to-day basis. I don't truly need a larger bag. I also like a bag that is slimmer and closer to my body, and because of the softness of that bag, it does have that slouchy soft body to the bag to conform closer to my body, where the regular Speedies have a very structured bottom, and I don't always love the width of that. So that's another reason I'm excited about it. It is also really filling a gap in my collection. When I look at the P9 Speedy and how I think it fits in, for me, it's going to be more of an everyday kind of grab and go bag. Many of you are familiar with my collection. You know that I love the bright, bold colors. And in the P9, the colors that I'm looking at more of like the blues or the purples, it's a little more basic, I'll say. It's not, multiple extremely bright colors. So I do feel it is just a more everyday grab and go. And on one hand, that does actually make me a little nervous because I am worried will I stop using all my other bags and then just gravitate to this because it is a little more easy. One other thing that has made it more attractive is that my husband and I are going to be traveling to Europe. Everyone's aware that the Speedy P9 is a very expensive bag, and that is definitely a consideration for the purchase. So when I look at the price of the Speedy 20, and I'm just going to give pricing on the basic no frills, there are some that have gold in them. I'll put that one up on the screen. There are also some that have pearls on them. They're like $20,000. I'm not looking at that. I would like either the purple one, maybe with the gold, or just a plain color. Again, I am looking at this for more of an everyday bag, it's a collector's piece, but I'm not going to view this as a collector piece like my Steven Sprouse bag would be. So in the United States, the bag is $9,450. I live in Pennsylvania, so there's a 6% sales tax that would be applied, making the bag $10,017. Now in Europe, the same bag is 7,500 euros. And as an American shopping in Europe, you're able to get the VAT tax refund. So a portion of the tax that's on the bag, you will be eligible to get refunded to you when you leave the country. Now in France, it ranges from 10 to 12%. And then the company who actually issues the refund takes out a fee. So I'm just going to estimate around 10%. That would bring the bag with today's exchange rate to $7,687.93. The one other thing is that when you come back into America, then you generally have to pay import fee, tariff, tax on the bag. And that I've always had to pay 4%. So we would be looking at a total of around $6,007. So if I bought this bag in Europe, it would save me as a Pennsylvania resident in the United States around $2,100. So that's a reason that I am considering it. In general, I've mentioned many times, I personally don't really like to spend more than $5,000 on a bag. I will again, as I've mentioned many times, but that's just really my general rule of thumb. When I start getting over that amount, it has to be something that I do really love. And having that savings on the bag by going to Europe, again, definitely makes it more attractive. Now, will I actually be able to get this bag when I go to Europe? Who knows? I may not, and all of this could be a waste of my time even considering it and thinking about it. But we'll see what they have available when I go. The other thing I want to think about is, will I actually use the bag? Because I don't want it to be a shelf ornament. I'm really trying to curate my collection, fill gaps by pieces that I'm going to use, which is a reason I've let a lot of things go from my collection more recently. And as I mentioned, I do feel being that these are more of a basic bag, everyday color, that I will use it. And it's kind of the opposite for me. I'm worried, will I gravitate to it more than the other bags? The one thing I do worry about with, will I use it is, am I going to be concerned about the leather and keeping it in good condition? So I worry about wearing it in the rain. And, being that the bag doesn't have feet, setting it down on things. So that's something I'll have to really consider and look at when I am wearing the bag. It does have, you know, the lighter color vachetta, so I would have to worry about rain with that. I know that you can do apple guard, but I gotta be honest, guys, I've never done that. I don't know why. I guess I don't know why I don't do it. I think I just haven't, and I worry about like, well, I get it on the leather, and it just seems like a hassle to me. So that's the other thing. One of the other reasons I was considering would I want to get this bag or not is a little bit of a safety concern with people knowing the cost or value of the Speedy P9. Now, where I personally live and I would be going in my everyday normal life and to my job, I really don't have concerns, but I do travel to a lot of larger cities, and you know, all larger cities have good areas, bad areas, and we all know bad things happen. So I do worry a little bit, you know, if I would get this bag, would I kind of be making myself a target at all? And I've heard a lot of other people online who collect luxury bags talk about some concerns they've had with some more expensive bags as well. So that is one other thing that I am contemplating and seeing if that would deter me from using the bag as much as I am thinking I will. Now, in general, as a rule of thumb, when I travel, I generally don't take my expensive luxury bags. I primarily take my Coach bags because I love them too. They are good quality and they are a lower price point of bags in my collection. So if something did happen, I would be at a loss for something at a lesser value, and I don't feel like I would be as much of a target carrying those bags compared to, you know, the P9. The last thing that I'm really trying to consider is, you know, do I love this bag or do I really like it and think because I'm going to Europe and get a good deal, is that really swaying my opinion? And in honesty, I think it might be a little bit of both. I have a lot of friends who have the P9 and they love it. You know, I have purchased a P9, like I said. I've tried on the Speedy 20. I'll actually pop a picture up of me with it on. I think I had the orange one on when I was in the New York store last at the 20. I have seen quite a few of them just over the years at some of the stores that I've traveled to, and I've always really not pulled the trigger primarily because of the size. Now with the new Speedy 20 size and being that they have some cool colors, I am a little bit more excited about it and it is growing on me. And I think that ultimately I won't really know if it is the right bag and the right decision for me until I'm in the store and I see it. So I'm hoping that when I'm in Europe, I will be able to at least see one. I have reached out to my client advisor and given her the dates that I will be there and told her that I am considering one. So if anything is available, to have it in store for me to preview, and we'll see what happens. So I was really hoping that those of you out there could give me your thoughts and opinions on the P9 and what you personally feel. Do you feel that the bag is overrated for what it is? Do you feel you would not use the bag for the value that it is? Would you use it enough to purchase something at that price point? Would you purchase it if you could get it in Europe, however, and save the money versus purchasing it in the United States? I personally feel, for me, I will not buy a P9 in the US. I really don't think I will. I think that I like the bag and I would like to own one, but only if I can purchase it at that lower price point in Europe. I don't think, for me, I would spend $10,000 plus on the P9 unless something really crazy happens to them that I see one and I'm just obsessed with it, and I don't know that I would love one that much. If you do have a P9, can you tell me what it is about the P9 that makes you love it so much? Is it just the softness? Because there are the, you know, softer Speedy 30s out now. Maybe eventually that'll come to the 20 size down the line. Maybe I should hold out for that and see what happens, and maybe I'd be just as happy with that bag. But I'm really interested to see what everyone thinks about the Speedy P9, what your true thoughts are on it, and why you feel the way you do. Well, guys, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I do hope that you would please subscribe and join our growing community of bag lovers. If you are already subscribed, thank you so very much for being a part of this community. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. And remember, guys, no matter what, there's always room for just one more bag. I'll see you soon. Bye.